Betty Rock likes cats and Elvis Presley. Producer Zach is smart and can't be beat. Becca is the greatest of them all.
Oh, whoa.
Wally is, a bit odd. There's a show named after him. Anyways, here's the Wally Show podcast.
There you go. The Wally Show podcast is in full effect today. That was good. Betty got excited when she first heard it. Betty Rock. She's like, oh! And loves cats. Like, oh.
And I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
I know.
That worked out in your favor. If you ever want to introduce the Wally Show like Christy did right there on the podcast, just get the WayFM app and you can actually leave the audio for us like that. It's very simple.
Yeah, just use hashtag potty so we can find it. PODDIE, apparently.
Or why?
Yes. Nope, IE. Okay. So there you go. Now, before we get to some of the stuff that happened in the show and things that we didn't get to, this has been a revelation that that literally just happened a second ago. So while we're getting ready to do the podcast, a lot of times I'll beatbox. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And so Becca started clapping along with me. So it was like, boom, boom, boom. And then Betty goes, what'd you go?
Hey, I'm Betty, and I'm here to say...
And we stopped. We just stopped like, oh. She's like, why? I was in on this for a second. Because you can't start a rap with, hey, I'm Betty, and I'm here to say.
Oh, I'm sorry, 47-year-old man.
You can't. You just can't. You can never start like that.
You don't know.
Zach.
You don't know your rap.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do. I know Toby Mac.
I've heard you do it.
What?
Like,
well, as
when
a
you
joke,
rap battled Britt Nicole.
Because that was a joke. That was the whole thing. It was like, you can't do that, and then I did that. But so you just can't. So could you come up with something else, Betty, that's not?
That was the best I had.
That was it?
My name is Betty. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, exactly. I think you've missed the point here.
Totally different, guys. Totally different.
But then, in the middle of that, Becca said that she did a rap in youth group one time.
I did.
And you remember it?
I do remember it.
Was it about Jesus?
No, it was about. So we were. I was in charge of the youth band, and we needed more people all the time because no one ever came. And so
you played piano or flute in the youth band.
I played keys and I sang.
Good.
And it'd be weird to play flute, but so we need more people. So we're like hosting auditions or whatever. Yeah. And so I decided
flute is the odd part. Okay.
And so I decided, wow, to really get these cool kids motivated, I better rap for it.
Yeah, white girl rap.
No one told you to do it. You actually thought of this your own, and you did it.
Is that sad?
Oh, it's even worse.
White girl rap is the best.
That's bad,
it's really short.
Becca.
It's really short, so that's what I remember.
Okay, so that's good. So you remember it. So Zach's going to drop a beat. Zach's a better beatboxer than I am, and so I want to make sure that we can get this. Zach, drop a beat for this girl.
How fast does it go?
Yo, hello everybody, you should really join our band with a pedal under feet and a microphone in hand. I'm 6 foot tall, got tiny little feet, but you know I'm the one that your mama really wants to read or something.
You were killing it there for a second.
The end, I think, is too many words.
Yeah.
I spit
and
on
you
everything.
just spit. That was like 13-year-old Becca with her retainer in her mouth. She just spit everywhere.
It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Guys, this might come as a shock to you, but I was not very cool in high school.
Oh my gosh.
No way, I don't believe
goes
it.
out to you.
I so don't believe that.
Well,
my whole image of you just changed. Yeah, in that moment.
Mine got better.
Yeah.
I love it. You stepped up. That was good. Good for you.
Thank you.
Nicely done. All right, so let's get to some of the stuff that we missed on the show today. First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, y'all. It's just green up in here and I'm just so happy.
You sound like Richard Simmons.
Yay! St. Patrick's Day to you.
Do you know if St. Patrick was still with us, he would be 1,630 years old?
I did not know that.
Well, thank you, Zach.
I was going to do him for famous ages, and then I'm like, oh, he's probably not with us
Yeah, he's probably dead
You
now.
think?
Yeah, we do famous ages later in the show that St. Patrick's theme, and there were a couple of more that I wanted to do too that they were dead. I'm like, oh, we can't do that. So what did we miss today on the show?
So first is a little baseball news. There's a baseball player named Adam LaRoche who plays for the White Sox.
I know that name, actually.
Yeah.
I do. I was surprised.
Did you just recognize it? That's it?
I know
That's
the
all
name.
you have?
I don't know
I've
anything
heard of
else.
Roach before.
Yes.
And I know a guy named Adam, so yeah.
Because I think I
White
pronounced
Sox.
it Adam Roche before. La Roche.
Fancy.
course you did. Well, he announced this week that he has decided to retire, but since he has time left on his contract, he's leaving $13 million on the table.
Oh, wow.
You'd think, okay, well, why is he walking away from this? It's because the team is asking him to bring his 14-year-old son to the clubhouse less.
Oh.
Apparently, he's been with the team. His last season was his first season, and he brings his son almost every day. And
Is
so
he a single dad?
No, but management was the son's homeschooled, and I guess just fits in. He helps shag flies during batting practice and everything. And management though was like, you need to really cut that in half. That's a bit too much.
Right.
And so he's like, you know what? I'm going to retire.
And how many years has he been in the league?
In the league, I'm not sure, but he's had his health issues lately. He's been in there a while. He's not a young gun by any means.
I get that from a company standpoint, because it's a place of business and stuff.
Yeah.
We have that happen every once in a while when guys or women have younger kids and something falls through and they got to bring them. It's 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Versus not coming to work today, for sure, do that. Bring your kid. It's 9 times out of 10, it's not a big deal. I have zero problem with it. But if that becomes the norm and hey, you're bringing your kid every day, you can't do that because then they can't let everybody. Then it's a daycare.
Yeah.
They might as well just start a daycare for what they're paying the guy. They probably could have said, hey, how about you take a couple $100,000 less and we'll start a daycare for your kid.
Yeah,
and everyone.
My theory though is that, like I said, he is a bit of an older player. He's already having back spasms and missing spring training dates. He's not supposed to be on the roster as much this year because of the new lineup and stuff. So
he won't be in your fantasy league, right?
My theory is that he knows it's probably time, and this was just all right, well, this is a sign. Let's just be done.
If nothing else, if he truly was going to play again, and he's like, okay, I'm choosing my son over my career, even though I'm leaving $13 million on the table. That's not a bad message to send to your kid.
Well, I hope he's got enough money because that money could go towards his college education, and he wouldn't be in debt.
That's true. I bet he's probably done all right, I would think, and saved a little bit. You hope. If you're walking away from $13 million, I would hope you're financially sound.
Do you think there's a chance he's just scapegoating his kid, though, saying it's because of this?
Using his kid.
Yeah, right.
In reality, he's just kind of tired of playing.
Yeah.
But that's my theory.
I think it's odd that he would just leave because of that. And I think it's odd that, obviously this kid has been around a while. If he's catching flies or whatever you said and taking bats or whatever. So maybe he's just an annoying kid.
No, I don't know if that's there or not.
Could be.
He might be.
I hate that contracts mean nothing in professional sports. If they said they were going to pay you that long, they shouldn't be able to get rid of you, and you shouldn't be able to walk. You sign a contract. Your word's your word. That's an important lesson to teach your kid.
Yeah, for sure. There's I've had that in my life where I really wanted out of a contract really badly, and my daughter.
This one?
Yes. Yeah, I just found out all I have to do is retire. I wonder if I could retire. I wonder if you could say I'm retiring from Christian radio, and then you just go work somewhere else.
Start bringing your daughter every day, and if someone raises a stink, you say, "All right, that's it. I'm out.
I'm going to retire." No, but I actually had that conversation with my daughter one time, and I stuck out the contract, and I did not want to. I was miserable every day, and I had that conversation. I'm like, we were talking about one of her things. I'm like, you got to finish what you start, and this, that, and the other. And she kind of brought up, well, is this different than you at work then? And I'm like, God, yes, it is. Go to your room. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? You're right, and I got to live by that, and I'll ride this one out.
I do think God honors that when we keep our word.
And he only has a year left.
Right.
Wow, he was leaving $13 million on the table for one more year. Mm-hmm. Oh, kid, let your mom watch you. I'm gonna play one more year.
If you've been paid $100 million in your career, though, 13 is it's not going to bring you any extra happiness.
That is true. Well, all right. Well, I hope that works out for them.
Portland is coming up with a new way to address their growing homeless population. They just proposed $30,000 in the budget to be set aside for the purpose of buying homeless people bus tickets.
This is ingenious.
Yes.
What an ingenious way to deal with your homeless problem.
Sending them away. And at first when I saw the headline, I'm like, well, why are you sending your homeless people away? That's terrible. But they say that a lot of homeless people end up stranded there, so they want to help them get to a better place where they might have a job opportunity or a support system.
You're right. It's a better place called not Portland. That's what's happening.
Portland would be the worst place to be home. Anchorage could be worse. But when it's raining every day, if you don't have shelter, that's miserable.
I will say that I've always thought of that. And I know, if you've never been homeless, you can't fully put yourselves in their place and know what it's like or how to get around or whatever. But I'm thinking, thinking, man, I think I would try to hitchhike or something, walk, I steal a car, I don't know, but not to live in a place where it's cold if you're homeless. Like, I would be homeless in Key
Southern
West.
California.
Yeah. I mean, like something like, and so, I mean, I get it if you're born there, but man, I'd be like trying to get out. Maybe Portland is like, okay, this is actually good for people.
Yeah, and they are going to have some checks and balances. They have to make sure that they're going to check to make sure that the person has somewhere to stay when they arrive to their destination, and they have to be sober and all these other things.
If they truly do that, then it's a great policy and it's a good thing. Like, I kind of picture this, I'm just jaded, so I pictured this as them going, well, I got a career opportunity at McDonald's, fine, bus stamp, you're gone, versus them being intentional in it and really trying to help them. That doesn't sound like something that a state would do, honestly. That sounds more like something that a ministry would be doing and trying to do. So if they're doing this as a government type thing and they follow through with it, that's kind of impressive.
Yeah, no, it is. I think it's a good idea, especially if they have those checks and balances for sure.
Yep.
And finally, it's an honor for recipients to win a Purple Heart. And you'd think you couldn't put a price on it, but an Arizona Goodwill tried to recently. A woman was shopping when she came across a Purple Heart in the Goodwill, just marked as purple jewelry, for $4.99.
Oh, wow.
So she bought it.
Of course.
No one at the cash register or anything blinked an eye, thought twice about it. And thankfully, she had good intentions with it. She tracked down the owner's family because apparently they put the recipient's name on the back of these medals. And the recipient had passed away years ago, but the family was happy to have it back. And they have no idea how it ended up at the Goodwill.
That's really cool. I got a Purple Heart once, not for being wounded in battle, but someone traded it for something. No, I give it back. We were doing a contest where you would. Do you guys remember this thing a while ago called the red paper clip, where somebody started with a red paper clip and they traded for this and traded for that and traded for that, and they ended up getting a house but started from a red paper clip and stuff. So we were doing a version of that on the radio, and this guy was a vet and he wanted to put up his Purple Heart. And I'm like, oh, dude, like, he brought it in and everything, and he really wanted to win this prize. I'm like, this just feels wrong. He's like, I got 2 of them. It's not a problem. I'm like, you got 2 Purple Hearts? Like, you're tough. But I still, like, it was cool to hold it and to see it, but I'm like, I can't take that. Like, it felt wrong.
Yeah. Did you engrave your name on the back first before you gave it back, though?
Oh, I wore it all next day before I gave it back. I'm like, hey, can I test drive this for a little bit? I parked wherever I wanted. I just went, Purple Heart. No. You can get in trouble for impersonating.
Stolen valor.
Yeah, exactly. That's no joke.
Yeah, I feel like the Supreme Court knocked a lot of that down, though, because it's a freedom of speech issue for you to wear whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
So it had to be rewritten.
This is where it comes down to, yes, in this society, there are things you can do, but there are things you shouldn't do.
Like burning a flag.
Yeah, I mean, you have the right to do that all day, every day. I mean, that could be your thing. But, like, should you do that? And the answer is no. It's ridiculous. It's divisive for absolutely no reason. And that's where common sense comes in, where we have to be somewhat personally responsible for our own actions, which that's kind of a bigger problem in the country. Talking about personally responsible, did you see that story of the 2 managers at Walmart that or at Target that did CPR on a woman and saved her life?
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, that's kind of impressive. She dropped and they went and they got the CPR machine. Have you seen those, a defibrillator?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so they were doing CPR on her, and then they break out the, it's called an AED machine, and, oh, man, I would not want to use that on somebody. Can you imagine how nervous you would be? They had been trained, but... most of us are texting during those meetings or making jokes. Aren't me. And I would have missed half the information on that.
I've seen a lot of those machines. They actually have like voice guidance talking you through everything.
That's a great idea.
Take this pad, put it there. Take this pad, put it there.
Yeah.
Dial this up to this. Do that. Wait 30 seconds or whatever.
Yell clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to yell clear.
Yeah.
Clear. Yeah, and then let somebody else do it so you're not on the hook for it.
Yeah.
Hey, hold these paddles.
I think I'd feel braver though if it's either I try it or the person dies. Like,
yeah.
At least if I try it, there's a chance.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like the Good Samaritan law. Like, you can't be held, liable if somebody dies while you're trying to save them within reason.
Or
and
I think
like that.
because sometimes people do CPR and break a rib,
Yeah.
and then the victim will sue for the broken rib.
Which is silly.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, I
But
know. Thanks for saving me, but
I think that law is supposed to help in that case too.
yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, they saved her life. They went and they had other employees going and getting blankets and things like that and pillows. Good thing she was in Target. Like, they had all that stuff right
They grabbed
there.
a BG album so they could do the Staying Alive
exactly.
while they're doing compression.
One of the more fashionable people was getting like furniture, and they're like, I want to make this a nice thing. And so they set the room
They're
up nice.
staging it, yeah.
it
Set
was
the
great.
ambiance.
Yeah,
Found a
it was beautiful.
stethoscope.
From the kids section.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's play school.
All right, I think that's going to do it for our podcast here, our precast. So now on with the rest of the podcast. This is the Wally Show, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Wow, that was bad.
I can't do an Irish.
Wow.
I can't do any accents really, but Irish is worse, and it should be easy, but it's not. So anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. If you do it high like that and you sound like a leprechaun, it's okay.
That was
Even
better.
look like one.
Thank you. That didn't help.
It's a short joke.
Yeah.
In case you missed it.
Thank you. It went over my head. Hey! So St. Patrick's Day is one of those holidays that we've, in America, really kind of turned into like a drinking holiday. Like, it's weird. I had forgotten it was St. Patrick's Day, honestly, because this is not my wheelhouse anymore. When I worked in mainstream radio, it was basically like Christmas. Like, you're like, oh my goodness, we're going to do drinking games and this and that. Horrible. I always dreaded it. But when you were a kid, St. Patrick's Day was great because you were like always waiting to see if someone was wearing green, and if they didn't, you could pinch them and stuff like that. Was a great part of the holiday. So I noticed that Becca probably, wait, first of all, Betty, is that green that you're wearing, that sweater?
No.
It's mustard.
Yes,
Okay, because I'm colorblind, so it looks green.
it is.
Okay. Becca said no.
It's so green. I mean,
so Betty's not wearing green.
What?
Zach, do you have green on?
I do, and I hate that I played the game.
You're
A couple layers
my
down.
goodness, how many jackets you have
I'm
on?
cold.
You have green in that shirt?
There's some green in there.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see, I just pinched everyone as a kid because I was colorblind, so it didn't matter. But Becca, I think, wins the award for wearing green today. She has not only a green necklace, but it's a shamrock.
That is a fashion
It's-
statement.
it's okay. So my husband literally just returned from Ireland,
That's a guy who celebrates St. Patrick's Day, huh?
and he was pulling out his gifts last night that he brought back, and he's like, I'm sorry, I never know what to get you. This is so cheesy and dumb. You never have to wear it. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I'll probably never wear that.
He got you a shamrock at an airport.
And then this morning I woke up and I'm like, it's St. Patrick's Day. I have to wear it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm rocking the shamrock
Yeah,
today.
you
It's a
are rocking the
necklace.
shamrock, and you're protected. There's no pinching on you.
Yeah, it's
and like
perfect.
I forgot, I'm wearing all blue. Like I forgot again. I forgot it's St. Patrick's Day. It's just not
That's
my
green.
wheelhouse. Huh? No, it's blue. All right, I can see blue. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Okay, because again, like I worked in mainstream radio my whole career, and it was always. Every radio station is doing, like mainstream station, are doing drinking games today. And I'm so happy that that's not who we are. We're going to do the first ever radio Irish St. Patrick's Day thinking game. Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to redeem the holiday here, and we're going to do a thinking game on the radio.
Do you think the majority of us are going to be good at that?
No,
And
not
I'm not
at all.
talking about me.
Yeah, not at all. So we're going to see how this goes. We'll play that actually in 15 minutes. So if you like yourself some St. Patrick's Day and know a little bit about it, you will be perfect for this game. This is the Wally Show, and while most mainstream radio stations today on St. Patrick's Day are doing various drinking games, we thought we would redeem the holiday a little bit and make it more than just about that. Some fun, like when you were a kid and you loved St. Patrick's Day because you got to wear green and pinch people who didn't, those kind of things. So we're going to play the first ever radio St. Patrick's Day thinking game. All right, I have some questions, and we're going to ask you some questions about St. Patrick's Day. Test your St. Patrick's Day knowledge and see how you do. So 877-91-WALLY is the number. That's 877-91-WALLY if you want to play our game. We're going to have to hustle up here, but if you want to play, you can call right now, and we'll get you in. Here's a test one. This one won't be on your quiz, but I want to see how the gang does here. This week, we will eat how much more cabbage than we do during a normal week in percentage. How much more cabbage will Americans eat than normal this week? We'll start with you, Betty.
3.
3% more, okay.
Yes.
Zach?
1,000%.
1,000% more. That seems a little high.
I was going to say 500% more.
500% more. That's high as well. If we were playing our normal rules, Betty would have just won this thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Nicely done, Rock. 70% more.
There's no way, because people don't normally eat cabbage.
That's the thing. I don't understand that. Who eats cabbage other than in coleslaw normally?
Yeah. Oh, coleslaw.
That's the only place. That's the only place I ever see cabbage.
My mom used to make corned beef corned beef and cabbage. Yeah. Oh.
My mom was a great mom, like and still is. She's not dead, but she would always do like whatever holiday was there. She would do a local dinner from that country, or whatever. So like Irish, like on St. Patrick's Day, we always had stuffed cabbage and things like that, and so and she would put toothpicks in it. And if you didn't swallow a toothpick, you kind of won that night.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. All right, so if you want to play the game, 877-91-WALLY is the number, and we'll do our Irish thinking game next. This is the Wally Show, and we're kind of redeeming the holiday, which, St. Patrick's Day tends to get labeled as like a drinking holiday, and a lot of radio stations will do drinking games today. We're going to do the first ever St. Patrick's Day thinking game on the radio. So we have Kelly and Deanna here playing our game with us. Your name is going to be your buzzer if you know the answer, okay? So here we go, ladies. Question number 1. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated to commemorate which of the following events? Driving the snakes from Ireland, St. Patrick's birthday. Did somebody chime in?
I did.
Is that Kelly?
Yes, it's Kelly.
All right, Kelly, what do you think the answer is?
St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland.
Yes, he did, but that's not why we celebrate. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right, Deanna, you get a shot at this. Is it to celebrate his birthday, the day St. Patrick died, or his first bowl of Lucky Charms?
I'm going to say his birthday.
His birthday. Would make sense, but no, actually the day he died. They do everything differently in Ireland.
No.
Yeah, like all of our presidents thing, like they're based on their birthday, I thought. All right, so no point there. Here we go. Which U.S. state was the first to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Was it New York, Boston, or Philadelphia?
Kelly.
Kelly's in again. First in, the Fightin' Kellys.
Well, the only one was New York. The only state was New York.
Okay, nope. There were other states, I guess, at that time.
No, the only state you said. Didn't you say Boston? Never mind. Go ahead.
I said New York, Boston, and Philadelphia. Deanna, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Boston.
Boston is absolutely right. The Boston Celtics. They're a big fan there. So I don't know if they're Irish or not, but
I got to be on Kelly's side for just a second because the question says states, but you listed 2 cities.
Oh, yes. That is on me. That is 100% on me. I was writing this game in a hurry, and it's not... I failed the thinking game, the first ever St. Patrick's Day thinking game. You are absolutely right there. I'm going to give you each a point for that one because I'm an idiot. And finally, here we go. What are the colors of the Irish flag? Are they green, red, and white, green, white, and orange, or green, blue, and white? Deanna, for the win.
What was the middle one? Green?
White and orange.
I'm going to go with that one.
Deanna, you are... absolutely Irish today. Nicely done. You got it right. The come-from-behind victory. Deanna, you are the big winner of the first ever Radio St. Patrick's Day thinking game. Well, and this is appropriate. You're going to pick up the Wren Collective CD, a great Irish band. We had them on the show recently and absolutely love these guys.
I feel so honored.
They say it's smart not to talk about religion or politics.
He's the logic vacuum.
Well, we've never been that smart. It's the Wally Show News.
And Becca's got it for you. What's happening?
President Obama made his nomination yesterday to fulfill the late Justice Scalia's seat on the Supreme Court. He selected appeals court judge Merrick Garland, who is more down the middle and is actually someone Republicans have praised in the past, but it's still looking like Republicans will attempt to block the nomination.
That always happens, man. It's like, hey, he's a great guy, and then like if Obama's like, I like him too. Well, we hate him now. Like, that's just politics. I hate that it's like that, and it's like that on both sides, and nobody can ever get along. It's great that we have division of powers and all that stuff, but man, it's messy.
And I would not want to be the first guy President Obama nominated for that position right now, because the Republicans are going to have to tear up and find some reason to disqualify him.
I'm curious how many of the first guys like that get nominated actually get the nomination. I think the first one's always a sacrificial one,
right?
And then the next guy you really want is the guy you put up.
And I think Obama had been courting other people that had said, no, I'm not interested, too. So
that's a good idea. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want that.
That's a good qualification. Someone's smart enough to say no.
Yeah, that's the person I would go after. The person that told me no like 10 times, that person I like.
Either way, for Garland, it has to be an honor just to be nominated, though.
Judge Garland actually got choked up while accepting President Obama's nomination in the White House Rose Garden, especially when Obama was like, will you accept this, Rose? I was actually in love with 2 judges until the very end.
SeaWorld just announced that their current generation of killer whales in their care will be their last.
Oh, wow.
They won't be capturing anymore. They won't be breeding anymore. And of course, they've come under criticism recently, especially after the documentary Blackfish, which pointed out some issues with keeping orcas in captivity.
That's a pretty big deal for them, because, I mean, it's on all their logos. Right? Like, it's in their giant thing out front. What are they going to do with the mascot suit?
Their logo is now a goldfish.
Yes, that. Wow. I mean, I loved SeaWorld. I went there a bunch of times, did some promotions with them, just really enjoyed it. I get, though, the pushback on it, and it's hard when you think about it. You're like, well, why do we need these animals in captivity? Like, we don't need them there. Yes, you can study them somewhat and get scientific stuff from them, but mainly they're there to jump out of the water, splash to the splash zone, and us go,
and wave,
and be all excited about it. So, I mean, but then if you go, okay, there's maybe 50 total in captivity that were, taken from the wild. I have no idea what the number is, but is that such a bad thing either? I don't know.
Especially if it gets people to be more in love with nature and, defend them.
And that's their whole point. They said, we've been listening to society and we want to change with them as they change their views, and we'll continue to find new ways to inspire guests to protect wild animals.
Now, I'm curious, so they said that this is the last generation, like they won't hunt anymore, but if they have a successful breeding program, will they continue that?
No, they won't be breeding anymore, no.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so this is it.
This is it. As soon as these whales are gone, that's it.
That is sad. That's going to affect honestly, it's going to affect the guy in the mascot suit. Like, he's not going to have a job after that.
He's like, great.
Yeah, or that's going to be the only whale left there is him.
You're going to throw him out in the wild.
Yeah. He's like, but I'm just a mascot. They throw him over the boat. Oh, man. All right, well, there you go. That is your news for this hour. Thank you, Miss Becca. We are going to read some email. Even though I don't read well, I think I might be dyslexic. So please don't make fun of the way I read. Wally at allwally.com is how you can email me with whatever's on your mind. Like Dawn did, she says, hey, can you guys please do a behind-the-scenes show so I can prove to my daughter that you work more than just a few hours a day? If you call this work, you're right. She thinks your job sounds awesome, and according to her, you just show up and talk for a few hours and then go home. Her daughter's like looking for a career and is like, that one seems easy. You could do that. You just talk for a few hours.
She should... Yeah, being a pastor is even better. You just show up and speak for an hour on Sunday and you're done for the week.
Oh, my goodness.
My dad was a pastor, and that's what everyone believes.
Yeah, exactly.
But what if there's 2 services?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that's why you videotape that junk and you go to the first one and you conference the second one. You're done. Yeah, we do actually work a few more hours than that. I know it might not sound like it. You know what? That is a high compliment, though, because a lot actually does go into building a show. And so when people think, oh, they just show up and talk and have fun, like, great, that's what we want. That's what we're going for. So thank you. I appreciate that. Let me see. Hey, Wally, my name is Spencer. I never really listened to Christian radio much until a customer at my work told me about y'all's show. You've been a blessing to me, not only you, but the whole team, and I really appreciate it. I am a driver, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of negativity, crude conversations, but when I'm driving, I listen to you guys, and it truly helps me get through my day and fills me with God's love and drains all the bad stuff out. Oh, that's cool.
Aww,
I like
that is
that.
awesome.
I like that. Yeah, that's the thing about this place is it's the cool thing about it is it is something that will keep your mind on God throughout the day, and it can help you when you're having a bad day and you're kind of getting angry about things or whatever, or you're surrounded by stuff that isn't godly. It's a great way to keep focus. So I'm glad that he listens. And finally, might be one of my favorite emails of all time. We were talking about our series and what they call us. Like Becca's Siri calls her best friend. What does yours call you, Betty?
Miss Presley.
Miss Presley. Mine, somebody changed my phone once to say Master and Commander.
Somebody.
So it wasn't me. Then Becca changed it to say, what was it?
Fatty Sassy Pants.
Fatty Sassy Pants, yes. And this is my favorite email ever. It says, you need to get a hold of Becca's phone and change hers to make her phone call her Dirk's little sister.
I love it.
Yes.
That's already what I know for in the real world.
Yes.
I don't need my phone calling me that.
All right, there you go. That is email. You can always email me anytime. Wally at allwally.com. This is the Wally Show, and recently we did this thing to, it was like a quiz at allwally.com, and you could take it there as well to see what apps on your phone say about you, like your gender, your age, how much you make, and things like that. And we all took screenshots of our first page on our phones and put those up there and had people guess whose was whose. And there were some comments on there, like Shannon said, all I knew is that someone is seriously trying to get a hold of number 3. The third one has 462 unread emails, apparently.
And 9 missed calls and 2 unread text messages.
Yeah, that's someone that doesn't want to be found. And like Shannon said, in the words of my mother, I could have been dead in a ditch somewhere. So she thought that was mine. I'm guessing Wally's is the second one to the right. Only he would get that many emails and be too lazy to look at them. And eek, too much stuff on the screen reminds me of why I have Android. Oh, boo. Android people. So, okay, so we will reveal whose is who. Whose screen, and you can check this out at allwally.com, whose screen has all the squigglies in the background?
That's
that was
mine.
number 1. That's yours?
Yeah.
What is the background photo?
I literally Googled black and silver images because I just wanted something kind of pretty, and I found that one and I liked it, and so it's been my background for years.
Well, there you go. So yours was the number 1. What do you have?
Oh, sorry. Yours is the only one with folders on it. Like, you have a lot of folders on the front page.
I don't understand why nobody else does.
I don't use the folders. I like seeing the icons. I've always liked the graphics, and I like seeing them big.
See, I used to have this thing where I didn't like having more than one page.
Yeah.
And so I try to keep everything on the first page. So now I use my second page for trial apps. So apps that I'll probably eventually delete, but I'm just trying them out for a little bit.
I definitely work things to the right, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'll start with something on a first or second page, and then the less I use it, it goes all the way to the end where the book thing is from Apple. like newsstand and the bookshelf or whatever.
So basically you don't like to read.
No, I hate to read, as is evidenced by all of my emails. Yeah, they got me right. I was number 3. I have 432 or 462 unread emails. Yeah, that's the thing about mine, though. That's my personal email. I don't read my personal email. I read my work email. Like, I have my taxes. They sent my taxes back to me, and I was like, hey, am I getting my tax? She's like, we sent it to you like a week ago. I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I sent it to your personal email. I'm like, I never check that. I only check my work email. So that's how people get a hold of me all the time.
I also love on yours, of course, you have a system update waiting.
Oh,
You
yes.
never, ever update.
That drives Zach nuts.
Like, something won't work on your phone. I'm like, if you update, no.
No, it's just a pain.
79 app updates.
Yeah.
That's another thing. You can't complain about your apps not
turn
working.
it on to be automatic, and you never have to think about it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't know, but there's a bunch of apps I don't want to update. Like, it's apps that I'm like, I've moved it to the side or whatever. But I
Just
do
delete them.
I do have Yahtzee on the front page.
Yeah, but don't try to distract us from the one below Yahtzee.
Oh, Etsy.
Yes.
And Garage Sale. Yeah,
Etsy.
that's not a good front page.
Should not be
for
on a
me.
man's phone.
No, I do have Waze, Twitter, Instagram, FaceTime.
Well, my Verizon's on your front page.
Yeah.
To manage
your...
Wow.
Yeah. I got a daughter. And she's using
you're
way
always
too
checking
much
the
data. Yeah, I always like to see how much that kid's using, and she is chunking that thing up. All right, I want to go through Zach's and Betty's and see what's on their page as well. We'll do that in 15 here on The Wally Show. This is the Wally Show, and the apps you have on your phone say a lot about you. So I know, like, if you are at work today and you're, like, spying somebody's phone, you might be able to break them down a little bit. We have a thing you can take that tells what gender and how much you make and things like that just by the apps on your phone. You can take that at allwally.com. But Zach posted the 4 of our home screens kind of anonymously, and people were voting on whose was whose. And so we're kind of going through them right now. And again, you can see this at allwally.com. And Becca's no surprises on there. I mean, like, you got MyFitnessPal. What's Ecobee?
All of our home system is automated.
Okay.
Like our thermostat and our lights and everything I can control from my phone.
Nice.
And so the Wink and Ecobee are both apps to control those things.
Okay, now I wasn't sure about this one, and then I looked in the far right corner and saw Baby Connect. I'm like, oh, that's Zach's.
Yeah.
That was Zach's. But what is Dark Sky?
Yeah, that was my question too.
That's a fantastic app. It's a weather app, but it's hyper accurate for exactly where you are, and so it'll shoot you a notification like rain starts in 3 minutes.
Oh, no way, really?
Yeah, and
Goodness.
it's deadly accurate.
I would call it Dark Sky.
More accurate than me. I'll look outside and I'll be like, it's not raining, and then I'll step out and I feel the rain.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought you had gotten into some weird online game or something. It's Dark Sky. I'm the Crystal Underlord or something weird like that. That makes more sense that it's a weather app.
Yes.
And then you also have Stack on there. What is Stack?
Slack.
Oh, Slack.
Yeah, that's a group messaging tool for getting work done with groups of people.
Oh, that's why I don't have that.
It's weird it's for getting work done. It's called Slack.
Yeah,
that is weird.
There's some irony in that. And then the one here, let me see, I have Yahtzee and Etsy and any other kind of C on mine. Then Betty Rock is on there too. The mushroom one, I didn't read what it was, but ModCloth, you actually have their app.
Yeah, it's a bad thing. It can get you into trouble.
Yeah, so you can buy clothes right there from the app.
They make it very easy.
They have cute clothes, but yeah, Shazam. What's the BB?
That's Blackboard. That's what I use for my online classes at Colorado Christian.
Oh,
so
that's
it tells
nice.
you when your papers have been graded and what you got and all that stuff.
Nicely done. Hulu, Netflix, no surprises there.
I love that she has Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Video all on her home screen.
Betty Rock does watch a lot of things on her phone. We were in a meeting yesterday working on today's show, actually, and so Becca and I are throwing out ideas, and we're just churning, and we're in the grind. We're trying to get it done. And then you hear Betty over there go... And I'm like, what are you laughing at? She's like, this cat site is awesome. And I'm not making that up to make you sound like a cat lady.
No, but the thing is, I was in there to try and help, and y'all were in your own little worlds, and I couldn't get a word in.
When I walked into the office yesterday, the first thing you're like, look at this cat dressed like Jane Austen.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's so funny.
I am kind of surprised you don't have some sort of cat app on yours about funny cat photos
Maybe
or something.
something to tell me when Clem is hungry or when she's sad. Or
That'd be
Baby
great.
Connect, Cat Connect.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Somebody should start that. Oh my goodness. It would Dog Connect, something to find out all the information about your dogs. That would work.
I love that Betty's phone, her screen grab is at 11:21 in the morning, and it's still on Do Not Disturb.
Oh yeah.
Don't
I
bother
keep
me.
my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time.
I have to call her twice just to get it to ring through, or text her twice.
I just don't like being distracted by my phone. I'd rather just look at it when I want to look at it.
Stop interrupting my movies.
Yeah, or my cats. I'm looking at cat pictures. I can't be bothered with work. This is the Wally Show, and Becca is tasked with one job and one job only, and that's to get you caught up with what's going on in the world with news, and she's going to do that right now. What you got?
First of all, I do other things.
Nope, one job and one job only in this moment.
Okay.
Right now.
Fair
This
enough.
is your only thing you have to do. Focus.
As Donald Trump continues his winning streak, people are starting to question more and more what a Trump presidency would look like. He was asked yesterday in an interview who his top advisors are.
I'm speaking with myself, number one, because I have a very good brain and I've said a lot of things. My primary consultant is myself, and I have a good instinct for this.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, that is the best. You would expect no other answer from him either.
When I heard this morning, I had to check it on multiple sites just to make sure that it wasn't fake.
Like
I
edited
thought,
or something.
That's got to be fake.
Yeah,
no
no one
fake.
would say that. No one would say that. He's made his entire campaign out of things no one would say, and everybody is, and he's still winning the thing. Absolutely crazy. Because the thing about being the president, you can't know that job. You can't really fully prepare for that job. There are people in Hollywood, in Washington, that their job is to help you understand things that you can't understand to make a decision on. No matter how smart you are, you don't know military strategy, even though you've read, The Art of War or something. It's like you have to have people that you trust and you believe in to do that job effectively. To go in as even remotely thinking that you have all the answers to go into that job is very ignorant. And it actually but coming off like that, so many people are responding to his bravado, but I think that's ignorant.
By the way, in that interview too, they talked about the Republican convention and what would happen if Trump didn't quite have the required number of delegates and the convention had to decide. So he addressed that possibility.
If we're at 1,100 and somebody else is at 500 or 400, I don't think you can say that we don't get it automatically. I think you'd have riots.
Riots, huh? It might be. I think he would start them. I think he would be. I think this is going to be interesting. I think he's going to win a lot of that popular, but then not actually win the nomination. That's my gut.
I think that would be pretty crazy to see with the number, like as many states as he's taking.
I know.
That would be a really bold thing to do.
This guy, Robert, emailed me about this yesterday because I don't know about this. I'm not a pundit. And so he was like, yeah, this happened with Abraham Lincoln. I guess he didn't win the popular vote. Somebody else did, but he got the nomination, apparently.
Well, weren't there like 4 nominees? Like, that was a crazy year because, first of all, the country was in 2.
Right.
And second of all, I think there were like 4 just for the union that they were picking. It was a mess to begin with.
And Betty Rock's the one in a history class at CCU right now.
Yeah.
You want to chime in here, Rock?
Nope. I think Becca's doing a great job.
Yeah, I don't want to steal her thunder.
I want to second what she's saying.
Yeah, so man, I'm telling you, it's this. If nothing else, regardless of where you land politically on this, you have to say this has been entertaining and one of the most odd election years that we've had in a while.
It's starting to get tiring, though.
Yeah,
like it's starting to get to the point where, like, if this were a movie, I'd just start skipping to the end to see how it turns out. But, I'm tired.
And there are some things that are overdone, like debates. And in fact, Trump is actually sitting out of the next one next week. He says, I think we've had enough debates. How many times can you answer the same question? So Kasich said, if he's not doing it, I'm not doing it. Cruz was still in.
Yeah.
But Fox News, who was hosting, decided to cancel
Maybe
it.
Rubio jumps back in. I'm going to do the debate myself. So, all right. Well, there you go. That is going to do it for your news for today. Thank you, Miss Becca.
Why are we wasting our time with these old people anyway?
You just call me old.
This is the Wally Show. We're playing a little game called Famous Ages. This is where we try to stump each other with the ages of different well-known celebrities or, famous people, that kind of stuff. And whoever gets the closest wins. And now you, though, have a chance to win a prize as well with this game by simply keeping track of all of the actual ages. Don't pay attention to us missing them, but get the answers right with all the ages of the actual ages of the people, and you can win when we are done. So today, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, all the people that we are selecting have to be Irish. So everybody got your people down?
Yes.
Becca struggled with this, I'll be honest with you. I kept hearing her go, oh, he's Scottish.
Everyone's Scottish. Everyone I thought was Irish is Scottish, and all the redheaded people, they're Scottish. And so I'm going with someone who has a little bit of Irish in them.
Okay.
I saw her over there Googling Elmo.
Yes.
But he has red hair.
All right, break the stereotype. Okay, so we're going to start with Becca.
Okay.
This seems right. So who are you putting up for selection here?
I'd also like to say that I'm actually hoping to pad Betty today to give her a better chance and to give you guys a lesser chance because I think she should know this. I'm going to go with Priscilla Presley.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
She's Irish?
She has some Irish in her.
Oh, come on. Like how is that? How did you mess this up?
I didn't mess it up.
Yes.
One of her grandparents is from Norway and the other one has some Scottish-Irish descent.
Scottish-Irish descent. We should throw this one out.
No, there's Irish in her. You told me if she's part Irish.
You know it. Becca knows.
No, I don't. I'm guessing. I don't like her.
Priscilla
so.
Presley. Now, this is the daughter of...
No, this is the wife.
Of Elvis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
She's still alive?
Ex-wife.
Yes.
Let me say that.
Yes. Okay. So
He's dead, Betty.
Wow.
Let it go.
I can't. I love him.
Everybody get your guesses
He was
down.
dead before you were born.
It doesn't matter.
He was old, but she was younger than him when they married. So everybody get your guesses down. We'll start with Betty.
67?
Oh, wow. I went 68.
I went 72.
Man, you're so close. She's 70.
Oh, man. Zach and I are both 72 off each.
Wow,
okay.
Betty did the worst on that.
Man.
Wow.
You do hate her, Betty.
I don't like her at all. And I have no good reason except that she married my love.
I know.
Before you were born.
Wow.
It doesn't matter. He's amazing.
I'm just still taken aback by all of the Irish people that are in the world doing things, and you managed to find a person that's not actually Irish.
She at least got a person.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Let's
All
let
right.
you go.
I'll go. I went with actor Colin Farrell. He is Irish.
I had a feeling you'd go with him.
Did you really?
But I didn't look it up because I didn't want to cheat.
I had a few other options, like Pierce Brosnan. I thought he was English. He's actually Irish. Did you know that?
No, he's not.
He is. He's Irish.
That's crazy.
I know. I thought he was English.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did not go with him. Colin Farrell. What do you got, Zach?
39.
39. Oh, you looked him up.
42.
Oh, no. I didn't look it up.
Yeah.
I said 50.
Oh, wow.
What did Betty say?
42.
42. Yeah, he is actually 39.
Yes.
Man! Did you look up Pierce Brosnan?
Yes. Was he 52?
62.
62. Oh,
Yeah.
man. That would have got me.
That would have, yeah, it would have been good.
No, yeah, 62 sounds right. I
Yeah.
looked up all the people in U2 because I thought you might go with them or
Yeah.
Van
Oh,
Morrison
Bono.
as well.
Yeah. All right. So I don't want to say any more because we might have Betty's or Zach's. So we got So you got those two. You got Colin Farrell at 39, Priscilla Presley at 70, and so we got two more to go. So add those two together plus the next two, and you could win a prize here in about 15 minutes. This is the Wally Show, and we are doing famous ages, and we are doing it an Irish version of it today. Oh, an Irish version of just a little old English lady there popped up. I cannot do an Irish accent. Can anyone do an Irish accent? Because that would be more fun. Anyone?
I don't think I... Nope.
So we're doing, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we're doing an Irish version of this where we are putting up people that are well known, that are Irish, and guessing the ages, and you have to guess the actual ages added all together. So make sure you don't get thrown off by our incorrect guesses. You need to focus on the real age, add it all together, and you can win at the end of this thing. So now we are down to Zach and Betty. Let's go with Zach next on yours.
I'm going to go with TV news guy Chris Matthews.
Oh, I do know Chris Matthews.
What station? What channel or
Hardball.
network?
CNN, or I think he's at MSNBC now.
Didn't he do Hardball? Like what?
Yeah.
Hardball with Chris Matthews.
Do you know him?
Figure it out.
I can see if I can find a picture for you.
Chris Matthews.
He's been doing it. Yeah. So this guy.
For a minute.
Oh,
okay.
Change your mind.
Can I see it? Can I see his picture? I haven't seen him in a while. Oh yeah. Okay. Everyone. Yeah, that helped
shouldn't have shown
Betty
you
out. Yeah,
pictures.
that definitely helped Betty out. All right. So everybody, get your answers down. Let's go with Becca first.
62?
Betty.
64.
62 for Wally.
He is 70.
No, he is not.
Yes, good for him.
Wow, he looks good for
Yeah.
70? That's amazing. So he is the actual age. Oh, man, he and Priscilla Presley should get together because they're the same age. All right, there's a hint for you. Okay, so now we're down to Betty's.
Okay, mine is Chris O'Dowd. Chris O'Dowd.
Who is that?
He was in Transformers 5 and Thor: The Dark World.
What did he do?
What's his
in it?
last
What?
name? Oh, what? Okay, if you can't pronounce the name, I
O'Dowd.
think.
O'Dowd.
No.
I said it. O'Dowd. D-O-W-D.
Nobody knows who this guy is. What, he's a grip?
He was also in a comedy, Bridesmaids.
I don't know who this guy
We
is.
should be able to
We should
Google
have to,
his
yeah.
picture.
Or you're going to have to pick somebody else. Your choice. Pick somebody else or let us Google. I'm just going to Google
That's
his age
ridiculous.
and make it easier.
This game is getting ridiculous.
But I'm looking at him. I still don't recognize him.
Yeah, and Zach at least.
He put us in a box saying they have to be Irish. I found them.
Chris, what?
O'Dowd.
D-O-W-D. And you can't cheat when you're Googling because it'll show his age
I'm
right
not,
there.
I'm not.
Don't look.
I
Just
didn't.
click images.
Oh my goodness, he kind of looks like Shia LaBeouf-ish. I don't know. That's weird. All right. Like, this was not hard. Becca struggled with this as well. All you had to do was look up famous Irish people, and there's like a list of thousands to pick from.
No, they're all Scottish.
Yes. And so here's where we're at. All right. So I guess we're all looking at his picture. We're going to guess how old he is. Chris somebody. Chris goodness.
You didn't see Transformers?
No.
Five? There shouldn't be 5 movies.
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Everybody get your guess down. 39.
I said 37.
41.
36.
Oh! Did Wally win this thing or no?
Yeah, no.
Really?
You got third, though.
Oh, how did I get so far off? I was winning a minute ago.
Wow, by a lot.
Yeah.
Zach.
Wow, Zach cleaned up.
Yeah, this is a good day for Zach.
Wow.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
Only 3 years off. Betty, look at that.
Who came in
She had
last?
12. Becca with 24.
Man.
Wally with 13.
Yeah, I did not do well on this one. Well, congratulations, Zach. And now it shifts to you. You have to tell us the ages, the actual ages added together of all the people we picked there, like Chris somebody. Good luck to you.
O'Dowd.
O'Dowd, a good Irish name. All right, so if you can do that, you... Nope. None of us can do impressions. We need one person on the show that can do impressions. And if you can add those together, you can win. 877-91-WALLY's the number. This is the Wally Show, and it's famous ages, where now it's your job to add the actual ages of the people that we tried to stump each other with, like Colin Farrell, Priscilla Presley, Chris Matthews, and Chris O'Dowd, who that was Betty's choice that no one knew. All right, so Mark, do you think you can do this, good sir?
We're going to give it a good shot here. Are you ready?
Yes, go for it.
215.
215 is 100% right. Nicely done.
Well, I just got it from listening to you guys.
Well, you are the winner today. Now, did anybody's age on this list surprise you at all? Like how old or young they were?
The Chris, what? How do you say his last name again?
Chris O'Dowd. Like, no one knew who that guy was. Yeah, he was only 39. Colin Farrell actually surprised me. That was my guy. I figured he was 47. I thought he was probably my age.
That's why I guessed 50.
Yeah.
He's your age.
Yeah, exactly. Becca and I actually did not do very well on this. It went Zach's way, and also your way as well, Mark. Congratulations. You are the winner today, and you are picking up a fine Irish CD.
Yes, Ren Collective. Good Irish folk they are.
They are.
I'm trying so hard.
Thank
I think
you.
I'm flipping into pirate there. All
Yeah, exactly. How come every impression ends up as a pirate?
Hi, mateys.
This is the Wally Show, and the other day I got an email. It says, hey, Wally, I'm a 15-year-old girl, and I know this probably sounds minuscule compared to other people's problems, but I don't know what to do. I'm going on a mission trip with my youth group, and I can really feel God calling me to go. But there's this one girl on the team that is kind of newer to our church, and she annoys everyone. She's extremely needy and is always complaining about something. She's super sensitive, so whenever someone tries to talk to her about how she acts, she cries, gets mad, and then cusses people out. Me and my team feel her relationship with God isn't as strong as it needs to be for this trip. Do you have any advice, or what do you think we should do? So that's one of those questions that, yes, it's this 15-year-old girl, but there's some things in here that are completely applicable to our lives as adults and our lives as believers. So, Becca, what's your thought on this? Because you went,
Yeah, because that's a tough one, because you look at someone's life and you're like, are they really qualified to serve? But I would tell her that sometimes missions trips end up changing you more than anything else.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, as much as this girl who wrote you feels called to go on this trip, this girl who is a basket case a little bit is supposed to go on this trip as well to kind of change her perspective.
Yeah, I kind of gave her a similar advice, because the thing about it is a lot of times we think you got to be perfect before you can serve. But for me, this mission trip might be what this girl needs, like, to get her life right. Maybe this is the thing that's going to break her and put her into that place where it is going to change her life as well. And the funny thing is we think about mission trips all the time, going to Africa, Haiti, this, that, and the other. And I was telling the girl that wrote this, I said, you know what your mission might be? Is this girl. Like, you're thinking about Haiti, and I want to minister to these people, but you got a girl right there next to you every week that might be your mission right now. We all have a mission field around us every day, and that's our job. And sometimes it's so tough to love people, but that's what we're commanded to do. Even the people that don't like us, even the people that are difficult to love, that's our job, and stuff. And so I'm like, use this as an opportunity to not only take care of these people, which is great, but minister to this girl and see if you can't bring her along and get her to that place, because she obviously sounds like she needs help and needs to, figure this stuff out. And so that, in essence, I think, is your mission trip. It's twofold. You have two missions should you decide to accept them. And one of them might seem like mission impossible, but it's not. It actually is mission probable, and you could have a direct effect on this girl. And I think that it's the same for all of us as adults, at our work, at our schools, wherever we're at. We have that mission field that we need to be mindful of and make sure that we're doing that as well.
Yeah, and as far as being qualified to serve, that's such a funny thing, because it's almost like you're saying, oh, they're not good enough to love other people.
Right.
Like, that's kind of a crazy concept, too, when you break it down.
Yeah, and in the Bible, like, there are a lot of people that God used that weren't qualified to serve.
Yeah.
They would not have passed our standards, Paul, a murderer.
Exactly.
So I do think you have to be careful.
And the reality is none of us are qualified to serve. We rank all of the sins and stuff, but ultimately none of us are qualified to serve, but we're all called to serve. Mm-hmm. And so maybe that's the perspective for her, or maybe for you, and definitely for us. Hey, it's the Wally Show. Who's this?
Hi, it's Amanda.
What's up, Amanda?
I heard you was talking about the letter that you got from the teenage girl who's going on the mission trip.
Yeah, this new girl came to their youth group and is kind of causing a little bit of havoc, and, they're going on a mission trip, and she's like, man, we don't know what to do. Like, it doesn't feel like she should go, and so how do I deal with this? And our take was basically that you got to love this girl, and maybe this mission trip is about serving other people for you guys, but maybe this mission trip is also about serving her, and that, this trip is going to be good for her in the long run.
I just wanted to say I really thought that y'all's advice was spot on. I went on 2 separate trips when I was 17 to Mexico, and they changed me a lot more than I think I changed them.
Yeah, mission trips have a way of doing that, don't they?
They really do. It was amazing how much I felt at the end of the first one, especially that, I came there, it was in Mexico. I went there with the intent to serve them, and I ended up learning so much more about what it means to love others.
There's a crazy story. Chad from the band Unspoken was like this youth group bad boy kind of thing, and went on a mission trip, didn't want to go on this mission trip, and he ends up going on it. And he's like, that's where he met the guitar player Mike, and they started this band, and all of a sudden years later, and it changed his life. Like, God got a hold of him in that moment and then set his path to do music after that as well. So you never know what's going to happen on these things. And so whether someone's in a great place or not a great place, I think getting them on a mission trip, like you said, does as much good for them as the people you're serving.
These are the least important stories out of Hollywood, but nonetheless entertaining. It's the least of these.
And Betty Rock has got it for you. What is going on, girl?
Well, Britney Spears made her Opry debut Tuesday night.
What? How is that possible?
I know. You might be thinking, is she getting into country music? No.
I hope not, because everybody seems to be. Like, Justin Timberlake did a country song. Steven Tyler from Aerosmith did a country song. Stop it already.
Getting popular, I guess. But no, she wasn't there to sing. Actually, her sister is getting into the country music, Jamie Lynn Spears. So she was there just to introduce her sister.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Thanks to the Opry for letting me introduce this beautiful young lady who is my heart and my soul. Not only is she beautiful and extremely talented, she's my little sister, Jamie Lynn Spears.
Now, she was a little actress girl on Zoe 101 on Nickelodeon. It was a Nickelodeon show.
Did you watch it?
With my daughter.
Haley watch it?
Haley watched it.
Sure she did.
They shot it at Pepperdine University in California. Beautiful. I didn't know that till like just a few weeks ago. But I didn't know she had a country song.
Yeah, and I've got a little clip of the song that she's putting out as her single.
Oh, okay. Let me hear it.
More fire, more feeling, more stars from what I'm seeing, more hope for what I find behind that door. More power, more passion.
Wow, she got a little Britney in her.
Yeah.
That little like breathy thing she's doing.
A little bit, yeah.
It's like a whiny part.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
How?
Yeah, there's something, but it's called "How Could I Want More" by Jamie Lynn Spears.
There you go, following in her big sister's footsteps.
Yeah. Well, Shia LaBeouf and girlfriend Maya are engaged. Reports are she was spotted with a ring on her finger. Now, this engagement is coming just less than a year after reporters had to pull them apart in the middle of a fight because because he was threatening to kill her.
There you go. Let's get married. That solves everything.
So who knows how this will go.
I was just angry. I had a bad day. Boy, howdy, man. Like that would somebody yelling that to me would be a pretty decent sized red flag for me to move on and like go find somebody else.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, that is crazy.
During an interview, one of Mariah Carey's producers said that Mariah refuses to speak a couple days before a show in hopes of preserving her voice. So how does she communicate? She uses sign language and written word.
Really? I wonder if she knows sign language or it's just like celebrity sign language, like pointing at things.
Probably.
Sounds like.
Give me my fruit basket! Oh, I've ruined it. That's crazy. You know who else does that, though, is Mandisa. The Disa.
Oh.
Not for a few days before, but usually right before the thing if she's struggled vocally at all. Because, I mean, a singer, that's all they got, and their voices can go away quickly. She'll have a button that's on that she wears that says, I'm sorry, I'm on voice rest, so that like if you're trying to, hey Disa, you're the best ever, and she's like, she points to the button like, I'm on voice rest. And it's weird, like I ran into her at a thing and I watched her get it out of her purse and put it on, and then I
When she saw you coming?
and then I watched her put it back in her purse after I left, like, oh,
that was you.
Yeah.
That wasn't voice rest.
Not at all.
That was you.
This is the Wally Show, and one of the greatest things we can do in life is serve other people. And, even in just little ways, doing nice things for someone at work or what have you can make a difference in their day. And so that happened yesterday. Becca was in the office, and she had her lunch in the microwave. And so I thoughtfully got her lunch out of the microwave.
Can I put a little footnote there?
Footnote, yes, Betty.
The thought was planted in your brain when I put it there.
Right.
I was standing in the kitchen and I said, you know what would be so nice of you, Wally, if you would take Becca's dinner to her. And you're like, they don't pay me enough, please.
Did he say that? Because No. Did you say that?
No, I didn't. I actually was like, you know what? That's a good idea. I will get it out.
Becca,
because when he brought it to me, I was like, that was so thoughtful of you. I was really impressed until I learned.
Well, how did you learn that it was Betty's idea?
Someone down the hall.
Because I heard you taking credit for it.
I didn't take credit.
No, you didn't correct her.
But I didn't take credit.
It's the same thing. You didn't correct her.
I didn't even have a chance to. Because here's what happened.
She said, oh, Wally, that's so sweet. There was silence. 3 seconds of silence.
Not even a second.
You had a minute to think.
You hear Betty in the other room. She's down the hall, and you just hear, that's my idea, y'all! Yay!
I didn't say that.
That's me over here, Betty Rock. That's my idea.
I know you. You want to look like you're a good person, but you're really not.
Wait, why didn't you bring me my lunch?
Yeah,
then, Betty?
really? Why'd you make me do it?
Because he was headed that way, and I wasn't.
Oh,
the better question is, why didn't he do it? Because he knew it was in there.
I didn't. She said.
Yes, you did. I told you.
I know you said her thing is in there. Okay. And then, really the win in this is that I wasn't going to mess with your food. Like, that's growth. Whether I bring it to you or not is inconsequential here. Like, I actually wasn't going to put, like, I didn't lick it. I didn't do anything to it.
Okay, so it's a better option that you didn't pick on her instead of you lied instead.
Yeah,
I didn't
Thank you
lie.
for not spitting in my food.
I didn't even get a chance to say that. So Betty says I took credit for something that she wanted to do. So that's what I want to talk about, all right? 877-91-WALLY is the number. That's 877-91-WALLY. When has someone taken credit for something that you did? This was not an example of that.
Yes, it was.
So has that ever happened to you? I bet this happens like in families all the time.
This happens with you all the time.
No, it doesn't. I will tell you this. This is one thing that I'm really good about is making sure that everybody gets credit for what they do, except for the food thing. But because I want you guys to, our ideas are all we have in this business. And so I want to make sure people know how great you are. I tell your ideas up the chain and make sure that they give you credit. 877-91-WALLY is the number. If you got a story of some time that somebody took credit for something you did, I'd love to hear it right now. This is the Wally Show, and in life there are times where you work really hard on something and then somebody else takes credit for it, and it can be really frustrating. But then if you're the one that's like, hey, I did this, it makes you look bad, which is so unfair when they did the wrong thing first. So, Amanda, has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah. I work for a homeless shelter, and we have a big event going on today, and I've spent, the past 4 weeks getting things together for this 6-hour event that we do for the homeless. And finally, it all came together yesterday. Set up the booth, put our banner, got all the papers ready, set it up really pretty, and took pictures. Well, I sent it to our executive director, and he posted it on Facebook and thanked everybody, including himself, but me.
And you did all the work.
He didn't even tag you in the thing you did all the work on.
Oh, that is uncool. And again, and you can't complain about it. A, because you're doing charity work, working with the homeless, and B, because then it just makes you look petty, and then people turn on you when it's like you had every right to like be included in that.
Right. And it was like, you know, what do I do? Comment on it and say, oh, you're welcome, and be smart, which I can't do that because I'll probably get in trouble. But, you know, it's like the people that know me and know what I've went through knew that I did that.
Because, I mean, honestly, like getting a little recognition is nice, and it keeps you motivated in your job.
And it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be like a flower bouquet and you have this crowning moment on a stand with a medal. You just need like, hey, thanks so much.
Wait. I'm reading between the lines. That's what you want, isn't it, Becca? Next time you do something right? Flower bouquet and a medal and a podium.
I don't get things right that often. Would it kill you to put a little effort behind the thank yous?
This is the Wally Show, and we're having this debate here whether I stole credit or not for Betty's idea. Becca had her lunch in the microwave, and Betty said, hey, you should take that to her. And so I did. It's a good idea, so I took it to her. And I never took credit for it, per se, but Betty thinks that I did when she heard Becca complimenting me. So what do you think, Lacey?
If she had said, oh, I should bring that over to her, you know, that would be really nice. And you took it and went, hey, good idea. And then went and just did it on your own. It's like, yeah, I just wanted to do this for you. It was really sweet, right? Then, yeah, that's you totally stealing her idea. But if she's like, hey, you know, Wally, you should do that for her. That would be nice. And you go, hey, thanks, man. That's a good idea. And you do it. Then, yeah, it was her idea, but now she's giving it to you. So now it's your idea because she gave it to you.
Because this is really important, though. Like, I never even took credit for it. Like, Becca just goes, oh, thank you, after I said, oh, hey, here's your lunch. And I didn't take credit for it. I didn't say, oh, I did this. It was my idea. I'm such a great person. And before anything else could be said, Betty's down the hall yelling, that was my idea!
But in Betty's defense, I was laying on the compliments heavy because I was impressed.
Right, and I didn't want to dishonor what you were doing there in that moment and make you feel bad. That's what I didn't want to do. I'm a giver.
Wally, I'm sure that when she was done just totally stroking your ego, that you would have been more than happy to say, hey, you know, Betty, it was Betty's idea too, so you should be thanking her as well.
Truth be told, I actually would have done that because the other day we were here and Betty was in a different studio and I brought her food that somebody else had bought for her and she was busy doing something and I stood there and waited till she was done doing what she was doing. And why did I stand there and wait, even though it was annoying you me standing there? Why did I stand there and wait?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Because I sat there and I went, hey, I wanted you to know this was from Jason, not me. I didn't want you to think I was bringing you this meal. I didn't pay for this. This is from Jason. That was the whole reason I did that.
He is.
Oh, see, now again, you're turning this on me. This is where you can't win. You
can't
can
even
never
do
win.
nice things on his own and then gets mad at you for pointing it out.
This is the Wally Show, and, you know, I know that you're not supposed to seek recognition here and that our treasures are in heaven, but it can be frustrating sometimes when you do something and then somebody else takes credit for it. And I know you're not supposed to get worked up about it, but, like, for me, it really bothers me in work settings. Like, it drives me crazy if you come up with this great idea and then somebody passes it off as theirs, and you're like, gah! That, like, and I get worked up about it. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Zach doesn't really get worked up about it.
It doesn't bother me at all because people figure it out. Like, people figure out the people who always inflate themselves, and they figure out the people who actually get stuff done.
Right, and I know it does, you know, balance out eventually. But if there's something just fundamentally wrong with me about it, that somebody else is getting ahead on somebody else's ideas.
And if you take the credit, you also have to take the blame if it doesn't end up working.
Oh yeah, well I do that too.
You just sit there quietly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just go through life like in the middle, like even, and I'm always either way up here or way down here. We're very different in that regard. Becca, have you ever had that happen to you?
Yeah, for sure. Mine was something that I think everyone experiences when you're in college, and that is the dreaded group project.
Yes! Yes!
Betty, if you have to do any of these online with CCU, I'm so sorry because I hate
You will, and they will drive you nuts.
Oh, they're terrible. But there was one in particular where I was, another member of the group was putting together the slideshow. And so I gave them all my slides. I gave them all my information. It's like, this is what I'm talking about. This is how we're going to compare notes.
Yep.
We get up on presentation day. I'm supposed to be the last one of the four of us. They were the first one. They did my slides as their presentation. And so I can't call them out in front of the class. So it just gets to me and I'm like,
yes, you can.
So in summation, and I just repeated everything because I didn't know what to do. And I asked them about it later, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you meant for me to do that." Like,
no, because you did nothing.
Yeah,
group projects in college. I had them when I was doing even in online classes. You have to do group projects. I had mine in my master's. Oh my goodness gracious! There were people that did nothing, and you had to do everything for them, and then they get the same grade as you, and it drives me crazy.
And I'm like, oh, and I look bad.
Oh yeah, that's never.
What was your grade?
Fun.
Do you remember?
We got an A on it.
Right.
But I did. There was a comment on there that was like, Becca, why did you just repeat everything? We need to put your own work into it or something like that.
Oh my god!
So then I went to the prof and I'm like, actually, this is what happened.
I would 100% clear that up. I had somebody that did something similar in a group project, and you handled it better than I did. I handled it publicly on the forum, and I think my last line was, the fact that you're going to graduate with the same degree as me is a crime.
What?
Oh, yeah. I went all in, man. I was frustrated.
Didn't she end up dropping out?
That was another girl who plagiarized me.
my grief.
Like verbatim plagiarized me, and I called her out on that, and she got expelled.
Man, whoever would have thought you were the student to copy off of?
I know. What are the odds of that? Well, that is going to do it for the podcast today. And as always, thank you so much for being a potty.